4 with the Astros is always big, especially when the Reds sit just 2 games back of Houston in the Central. Andy Pettitte tonight, Roger Clemens tomorrow night. The Astros are 37-18 against the Reds since the start of the 2001 season. The Reds fall behind 2-0 in the first. In bottom 1, Andy Pettitte induces the junior grounder. Mike Lamb throws away the chance for the inning-ending DP. Ryan Friel will score, making it 2-1. Bases loaded for D'Angelo Jimenez. That's a free pass. Barry Larkin force home, and that makes it 2-all. Stays that way until the 6th. 2 outs. Jeff Bagwell on a 3-0 pitch from Todd Van Poppel. That's a room service fastball. His 44th career homer in Cincinnati. Tops anywhere outside Houston, 3-2. Pettitte exits up 4-2. The Reds take advantage of the pen. 2 on for Ryan Friel on the jam shot. Eludes Dan Baselli. Infield single. LaRue scores. It's 4-3. Barry Larkin up next. Ground ball to second, and that will score Jacob Cruz, and we're all tied up at 4. Friel on second. 2 outs. Base open. Jimmy Williams elects to walk Sean Casey to face Jr., and that decision proves fatal. Griff bounces it just inside the bag. A double to snap an 0-for-13 skid. Friel scores easily. Casey to third, 5-4. Next up, Austin Kearns. The big swing fools him. It's just an old-fashioned bloop single. Casey and Griffey score. Reds send 10 to the plate in the inning at 7-4. And now that he has recorded the career record, Danny Graves can breathe a little easier. Just keeps adding to them. Number 150. Reds within a game of first place. They've won 6 out of 7. 7-4, your final.
It's awesome. I mean, I wouldn't trade our clubhouse, what goes on in there, for anything. I mean, we have fun. We got a great group of guys, and you know, it only makes it that much better when you're winning.
Welcome back. We have said it all along that you kind of get the feeling the Reds were just sick and tired of everyone saying how bad they were going to be this season. Well, tonight, those same Reds with a chance to reclaim a share of first place in the National League Central against maybe the best right-handed pitcher of all time. We're talking about the Rocket, Roger Clemens. Let's go to Great American Ballpark. First sellout since opening day, 41,890. See the Reds grab an early lead. Second inning, big 2-out double by Jason LaRue down the left field line. Adam Dunn scores, and the Reds jump on top 1-0. Now, in the third, the Reds get to the Clemens man again. Sean Casey off the Rocket's leg. Everybody safe, bases loaded. Clemens never really the same after that. 2 batters later, Austin Kearns with a great at-bat to coax the walk. Ryan Friel scores. It's 2-0 Reds. Next batter, bases still loaded. Adam Dunn, he unloads him. Dunn with a rocket into the gap. Short hots the wall. Larkin scores. Casey scores. 4-0 Reds. Can you say first place? Well, not so fast. Aaron Harang cruising in the 5th. Then with 2 outs, the wheels fall off. Jeff Kent double down the right field line. 2-run score. The throw home, watch it, it's not in time. The Reds lead is cut in half, 4-2. And the very next pitch, Lance Berkman, forget about it. There goes the lead, about halfway up the moon deck in right field. 4-all, Paula stopped the clapping. It's a brand new ball game. Reds come right back in the bottom half, though. D'Angelo Jimenez drills one to center field. Austin Kearns being waved around. Biggio's throw up the line. They tack on another. Now you can clap. The Reds are up 6-4. Back and forth we go. The next half inning, Ryan Wagner serves up the home run pitch to Mike Lamb. That makes it 6-5. Astros go on to tie it 6-all in the 7th. Forget the clapping. Bottom 8 now. It's the Reds' turn. Sean Casey just keeps on hitting into the right field corner. Larkin scores. Reds back on top, 7-6. You can clap now. Next batter, same result. Ken Griffey Jr. Instant replay. Big insurance run. Casey scores. Reds now leading 8-6. And that's big because in the ninth, Danny Graves gives up a run to make it 8-7. Juan Castro here with maybe the play of the year, saves the lead and the game. Reds win it by a run. You can clap now. There's a 3-way tie for first place. Yes, the Reds, Astros, Cubs, all on top.
You know, it was going back and forth, but I guess, you know, the play that Castro made, I mean, it didn't get much better than that. Saved 1 run for sure, probably 2.
The game had a little bit of everything, and you know, with a sold-out crowd, with Clemens going tonight, and Aaron Harang matching pitch for pitch, you know, it was a special win all around.
And Paula, we get to do it all again tomorrow afternoon. Reds and Astros play Game 3 of that 4-game set, 1:15 from Great American Ballpark. Wade Miller goes for the Astros. Corey Lytle takes the mound for the Reds. We'll have a complete wrap-up for you tomorrow night. Breaking down the amazing run for first place and the Reds, we will go one-on-one with Corey Lytle. Plus, it's the return of Willie Cunningham to Who Asked You? We'll hear from the Bengals on the coaching sessions. And believe it or not, There's still time to cover the rest of the day in sports and bring you the plays of the week. But let's begin on the diamond. With Danny Graves and Todd Jones both unavailable out of the bullpen, the Reds necessitated a strong outing today from Corey Lytle. No pressure there, especially considering the right-hander had lost his last 3 outings. Compounding the matter, Wade Miller starts for the Astros. He's 7-1 lifetime against the Reds. Let's go to Great American Ballpark. First inning, D'Angelo Jimenez walks, Sean Casey on with an infield single, Junior walks, and Austin Kearns comes up with one of his 2 singles on the day. Jimenez and Casey both touch home, and the Reds are on top 2-0. Now with the lead to work with, Lytle letting the other 8 help out defensively. Wade Miller, the grounder up the middle. Jimenez showing off his range, and he's got him. Dave Miley inserts Javier Valentin in the lineup in place of Jason LaRue. Obviously pushing the right button. A solo homer in the 4th, and that makes it Reds 3-0. The Reds turn 3 double plays behind Lytle today. Watch here, Friel, Jimenez to Casey, 5, 4, 3. And then Ken Griffey Jr. puts this one out of reach. The sweet swing for a 2-run shot to right. Number 9 on the season. Miller ripped for a season-high 5 runs. Then in the 7th, Casey takes Brandon Duckworth for a ride. A solo homer to right field. Casey racks up 3 more hits, leads the National League with 62, his average now at 380. Miley gives Larkin the day off and starts Juan Castro. He responds with 3 hits and 4 at-bats. The RBI double plays Valentin. It's 7-0. And yes, Danny Graves enjoying the peacefulness of a day off. Lytle goes the distance, 6 hits allowed. He strikes out 4, walks just 2. Your final score is 7-0.
We faced 3 excellent pitchers, really, and you know, our guys, you know, Corey threw well today, and some guys came up with some big hits, but you know, it's a good feeling.
We're still the same club, but you know, things are going a lot better. You know, we're playing a lot of better baseball, so I think, you know, this is been helping us a lot. You know, do the little things and scoring some runs.
They're playing good baseball right now. You know, we're not giving anything away. They're just basically battling, and you know, things are going for them, and they're just basically never giving up.
Any team, I think, in the Central Division right now is not going to be able to walk all over any team all the time. You know, we ended up sweeping them at home, and we knew we were in for a tough battle. You know, they were only a couple games behind us when we came in here, so we weren't expecting anything other than some good ball games, and they've been catching a lot of breaks and winning these games.
Let's take a look at the active all-time home run hitters. Barry Bonds leading the way with 668. Sammy Sosa second with 549. 39-year-old Rafael Palmeiro third with 534. And there's Junior just 10 short of the magical 500 mark. 490. That's good for 21st all-time. Junior has never homered off tomorrow's starter, Tim Redding. Now, Corey Lytle moves to 3-4. He throws 106 pitches, 71 strikes. The 6 hits allowed, all singles, and no Astros base runner gets past second. And if that wasn't enough, Corey gets down 2 sacrifice bunts. After the game, I went one-on-one with today's star, asking him if he felt the pressure to come up big to keep his team in first place.
Oh, definitely, especially against a team like this with Miller throwing. The one thing that I held on to, the positive thing about this, is that our hitters are going really good right now, and I feel good out there on the mound. So, you know, everything worked out just like I thought.
You needed to go deep because Grave and Jones, they were unavailable. Not only you go deep, but you get your 3rd complete game leading the National League.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was one thing I wanted to do, is go deep. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go 9, but you know, I was thinking even if I went 7 or 8, if we had a good lead, those guys wouldn't have to throw anyway. So they've been used a lot, and they needed a day off, so it worked out good.
You lost your last 3 starts. What was different today? Was it the humidity? The ball was down?
Well, besides my last start, there wasn't too much difference between 4 out of my last 5 starts. I've been throwing the ball pretty good. Just haven't been getting very lucky out there. Some bad breaks, a couple games, not much run support. You know, then my last time out, get some run support, and then I give up, you know, 6 runs. So, you know, everything just has to fall into place, and today it did.
It's time for Who Asked You, one of the angry guys, Richard Skinner. Thanks for coming back as always.
Always great to be here.
I'm sorry you have to sit next to this guy, Willie Cunningham, but WLW's own. Hey, did you think the Reds would be in this position?
Unlike the nattering nabob of negativism that sits to my right, I believed in April that the Reds, by Memorial Day, would be in first place because I thought Graves would not be that bad.
You said that when?
I said that April the 2nd, 2004. But I listened to you this morning on your talk show. You were lousy. Cynical. This team is in first place. What would you be saying in Houston? What would you be saying in St. Louis or Chicago?
I'd be disappointed.
This team is. Why don't you apologize to the people watching of what you're doing in this ball club?
April 2nd, you have tapes from that? Do you have the tapes from April 2nd?
I have the tape.
Liar.
But the fact of the matter is people like you made 29,000 show up today instead of 40,000.
All right, what'd you say, Richard? What'd you say? Let everybody know.
The couple parts were that who would have believed it? I mean, on paper, if you give me Houston's players or the Reds players, there's about 2 guys I'd take on the Reds from a position standpoint. Barry Larkin, barely over Adam Everett, and probably Adam Dunn over Lance Berkman, but that would even be a stretch. And there's only one Reds pitcher that would probably make Houston's rotation. I'll give them credit. I mean, they're winning ball games, and I don't know how.
Speaking of that one pitcher, Corey Lytle today, just a masterpiece.
Well, he's been odd. I mean, I went to the Friday night game where he was matching Kirk Reeder pitch for pitch against San Francisco. Came back with that great start in San Diego that he lost, pitched great those 2 games. Last start, he was awful. Today, it's one of those guys you just don't know what you're going to get. But, you know, when they need a well-pitched game, they've gotten it over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Willie, best record in the National League? You didn't really think so.
I believe,
take credit. Because unlike Richard, I played the game. I captained the Xavier baseball team in 1970. I played for Thomas Funeral Home, Burnett Pontiac, and Deer Park Pony Keg. I played the game. It's not about individual performances. It's about the group team effort. This team is better than the Houston Astros, not on paper, but on grass. And they play on grass.
What professional organization was that you were with?
Xavier University.
Professional?
Burnett Pontiac.
Okay, there you
go. The fact of the matter is, don't tell me about stats. I know about the holistic approach to baseball. And Dave Miley is a guru. He's got the boys singing his tunes. They're dancing to his music. The boys are going crazy, and you won't give them credit. And you're the kind of guy that only had 29,000 show up because you're a nattering nabob of negativism.
I'll tell you what, Willie, if they're there September the 1st, you know what I'll do? I'll stand on my head on this very program.
I'll make a bet with Harvey.
I'm going to stand on my head if they're in first place September 1st.
I bet you a better haircut at Exclusively Male between me and Richard that the Reds win the division over Houston and Chicago. Put it right there if you got the there.
I've got the guts.
You
won't be back. They won't even have you back.
Let's talk about Clemens. Let's talk about Pettit. Let's talk about Wade Miller. These are 3 tough pitchers that they beat.
Yeah, that's the amazing part. You know, if you started the weekend saying, boy, I hope they get a split, you would have never thought that the first 2 games would be a win. Then to come back today is gravy. Now you set yourself up to beat their worst pitcher in Tim Redding. I mean, you've actually got a real good shot to sweep here now.
Let's talk about manager Dave Miley. Make some good moves. Does he deserve a contract past this season right now?
He should have gotten more than a 1-year deal to begin with. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, to have a 1-year contract for a manager. Now, they do have an option. What they need to do, if they want to send a message to fans, is go ahead and pick up his option right now today and say he'll be our manager next year, if not beyond.
The reason you know and I know and Harvey knows, O'Brien did not want Dave Miley to manage the Reds.
The first salient thing you've said on the program to this point.
Oh, and also O'Brien was not, shall we say, the selection of many to become the general manager of this ball club either.
All right, Brandon Larson's going to come back soon. What do you do with him?
Has he got the flu again?
Sooner or later,
He couldn't do his rehab assignment today because of the flu. He is going to be the third baseman. Dan O'Brien said he will be the third baseman. So what do you do with Ryan Friel? I think you just continue to spot play him from there. He plays third on a day. He plays second base if Jimenez struggles. You put him in right field maybe late in games to save Austin Kearns. You put him in left field and let Adam Dunn play first base occasionally. I think he'll still get enough at-bats doing that kind of a role, and he'll be far more effective in that role.
Willie, I know you love Danny Graves. Will he get the record this season?
Well, I think he's the worst reliever in baseball, closer, and he's the best reliever.
Wait, didn't you just rip him for saying bad things about the Reds?
I have the facts on my side. He has the most saves and the most blown saves. That makes him the best, and that makes him the worst.
It's a fact. I'm not going to lie about that.
But he was the fastest to get 20 saves ever.
The facts will set you free. I'll tell you that right now.
He's on pace for 77 saves.
Well, also, I was with some Linder devotees last night as I hobnobbed up in the 4192 club. They're targeting 1 or 2 starting pitchers that they're close to making a deal that's going to make this team a whole lot better. You heard it first right here with Harvey.
Okay, pitchers. Need a bullpen pitcher or you need a starter?
No, they need a bullpen help. They've got it. Brian Reese got to go. I mean, he's so ineffective, it's ridiculous. And I'm not sure Todd Jones can be that effective for much longer either. He did a nice job in Saturday's game, which was great, but I got a feeling by mid-July you won't see Todd Jones around here. If you do, he's going to be giving up a lot of runs. So they do. They need at least a starter and at least one bullpen guy.
What about Ryan Wagner? Did they rush him up here too quickly?
No, I mean, I know they had to justify. I think they did last year, but I think he belonged on the club this year. I mean, last year, let's face it, that was justification for Jim Bowden. He needed to do something splashy at the time, so it was draft Wagner, get him up to the big leagues. He pitched well enough then to earn a spot this year, but he really struggled, and he continues to struggle. They thought they had his mechanics worked out, but they haven't.
All right, final word, guys.
He doesn't belong there.
Can they keep it up this season? Will he?
They're going to win 100 games. Write this down, 100 games. They're going to do what the 1990 Reds did and go sweep, win the World Series, almost duplicate 1961 when the Reds played the Yankees, as you know, and they lost in 5 games because Eloy Chacon did not score that run on the fielder's choice from third, and they lost Game 4 here. I predict the Reds will beat the Yankees in 6, and that Bing and Bong, the 2 guys we got for Rietzma, will be here, and they're going to lead the Reds to glory, along with the new starter coming within 2 weeks.
Richard, I'm sorry, we're almost out of time. A quick word.
Say, the only thing I know about Bong is your generation spent too much time on it, Willie, is obviously by your 100-win prediction.
Willie Cunningham, Richard Skinner. Guys, thanks for coming in tonight.
I never smoked pot.
How do you top that? We have heard from the guys. Now it's your turn. Do you think Danny Graves can break the single-season record of 57 saves? He's already got 20 through 43 games, the fastest of 20 in baseball history. Call 345-1212. We want your vote, and we'll have your results a little later in the show. We asked, do you think Danny Graves can break the single-season record of 57 saves? Well, 72% say yes, 28% say no. Thanks if you phoned us tonight.
Evening, everyone. You wouldn't happen to know the last time the Reds swept a 4-game series from the Astros in Cincinnati, would you? How about April 9th, 1978? That's 26 years ago. The rest of the NL Central now on red alert. Jose Acevedo looking to slam the door on a 4-day dream weekend. Junior just 10 away from 500 for his career. Make that 9. In the second off, Tim Redding. Green light on 3-0. 431 feet the other way. 1-0 good guy. Stays that way till the 4th with 491. Someone stop Sean Casey. Just enough to muscle it over the right field wall. It's 2-zip Reds, and the Mayor would have 2 more hits. Ups his league-leading average to 385, up 2-1. Junior looking for 492 in the 6th. Off the wall. Larkin scores. Casey is coming home, and he's coming head first. Yeah, baby. Reds lead 4-1. Jose Acevedo leaves in the 7th with a 4-2 lead, but Lance Berkman, with his second game-tying homer of the series, opposite field off John Riedling, tied at 4. We go to bottom 8. And have the Reds fans been waiting for Austin Kearns to do this? 3-run shot. Absolute no doubter. Reds lead at 7-4. That means Danny Graves' time, and it also means little adventure. Wild one. Scores Jason Lane. It's 7-5, and here comes Berkman up to the plate. He's the tying run, and he is also the last out. Get out the brooms. Reds win their 6th in a row. First place all by their lonesome, and that means it's time for an Austin Kearns pie in the face. 7-5, Reds final.
You know, it's just nice to get a win, but to be able to get a big hit, and you know, in a big series like this, you know, it makes it that much more meaningful.
You know, Kearns, he's he's proven the last few years one of the best hitters in baseball, coming back from you know, a little slow start, but he's really starting to swing the bat well, and we need him big time. And he came up huge there against a tough pitcher, Brad Lidge, one of the best setup men in baseball.